Hello everyone, hope you're well. I've got an interview with Rob today, who's been very patient when passing one of our funded trading tests. He's taken his time, which is exactly why we don't have any time limits on our test. He's going to give us some insights into his experiences as a trader and where he is now as a trader and what has enabled him to pass funded trading tests. So I hope you enjoy. Hi Rob, how are you doing? Thank you for taking this interview. Congratulations on passing your advanced trader evaluation. So we're just going to have a bit of a chat about your trading and try and sort of draw out some tips for all those people out there who are trying to pass funded trading tests and trying to figure out what it takes and what they should do in order to pass their funded trading tests.
Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. Tell me a little bit about yourself then, about your trading history, what got you into it, how long you've been trading.
Well, I started about 5 years ago. Brought some cryptos, made a bit of money off there, and then basically started surfing the net. Saw about, stocks and shares and this and that and the other. And I thought, oh, I could do that. Just like that. So I opened up a small account, I think it was £5,000 with IG. Did it on a whim. First couple of trades, yeah, I won. I thought, oh, this is easy. Anybody can do this. And then two trades went and bit me right in the arse, where I didn't know what I was doing. I started to chase the market, and I did the fatal mistake is I took my stop loss off. And when I went back to there, and it just blew my account. And I thought, well, right, maybe this isn't that easy. But then it bit me, and I just thought, I don't want to be beat by this. I want to go into the technical part of it. So I did a lot of research. And then I come across your site, which was the Trading Plus. Watched some of your videos, and I think you was the only one who actually put a video on if you lose it. All these videos online are all I turned a dollar into $10,000 in 10 seconds. Kind of rubbish. And you put a losing trade on and how you cope with the losing trade and what to do. So I joined up with you, went on the monthly plan. I think I got 2 weeks free. Just sat there for about 2 months, listened to the traders online, listened to yourself, listened to Michael as well, because there's two different types of trading. So you get, you get best of both worlds, and then just watched and learned. And then realized that, you had to have a strategy. You had to have focus on the markets. You had to understand the markets and the way they work. And that was it, really. I become hooked. And I worked out a trading plan. I'm still with you guys on the morning sessions and the afternoon sessions. And it started to work. And I really got enjoyment through it. And I just wanted to carry on, basically.
Yeah, oh, well, yeah, really good. I mean, there's so much to unpack there. That's brilliant. I mean, the first part is a very typical trader journey. I mean, a lot of people are getting interested in the markets in crypto. It's got this like broad brush approach that we've probably not seen before, maybe in history, maybe, I don't know, maybe tech in the late 90s when I wasn't trading was the same. But yeah, and then you tend to get into it. And you trade without fear at first, don't you? You've got that deceptive simplicity where it just looks so easy, and then you generally get a very sharp sort of reality check. With Mark Douglas, the trading psychologist, he would say, every successful trader he worked with had lost one or two fortunes. Fortune's been relative to the individual, and yeah, I mean, I did that with the same with the DAX. I was a little bit further on my trading, so I should have known better, but I made quite a lot of money on the DAX and lost it all in one day. And you get to that point where it's like you said, it's either you give up, you either make the same stupid mistakes, or you dig in and say, right, I'm not going to let this beat me, or I'm not going to let myself beat myself, is probably a more accurate way of describing it, isn't it? And I think you reach that quite quickly, which is always sensible and saves you money. But yeah, I certainly take your point about the showing the losing trade as well. I mean, tangenting too much about the trading education industry, it's all pretty much a scam, isn't it? It's all trying to appeal to everyone's worst instincts: greed, getting rich quick, simplicity. And it's like, well, no, it's a complex skill. The analogy I always give is, you don't sit in a cockpit and think you're a pilot, do you? It takes a lot of work and time to fly a plane. Just because trading looks simple doesn't mean it is. So, yeah, very, very common story that. I mean, I speak to people and they're almost sort of embarrassed sometimes about what the mistakes is like. Well, you probably have to make those mistakes to know what it feels like in order to be able to identify it and all the other psychological implications as well.
I think if you don't make these mistakes, how are you going to learn?
Yeah.
You have to, it's the old scenario. You learn by your mistakes.
Yeah.
Take it on board, and if you're willing to be a trader, you want to be a trader, then you will learn by these mistakes, and you just have to rectify them.
Yeah, it is. It's about taking that immediate action, isn't it, rather than just repeating the same thing over and over again as well. But yeah, no, we obviously appreciate you just supporting our educational context, and it was great we could help you. Again, our analogy is a live trade room is like you don't learn from someone to drive if they can't drive themselves, can you? So great sentence there. But yeah, no, you know what I mean. In that respect, it's just madness that people won't do those things. What made you come to Funded Trading Plus? Obviously, our prop firm arm.
Well, like I said, I've been here with you for quite a while, and then I watched the webinar back in December, and to me, when you put the no time frame on, it was a no-brainer for me. I already knew how you guys worked, so when there was a no time, I'm not one for rushing a trade. I don't want to rush a trade. I've got to pass in 30 days. What's the point in that? Why force a trade just because you need to pass? Not only that, I've watched you pass some of these funded traders and how they work, and I can remember one point where you'd earned too much in one trade or something like that. And just, how can you earn too much in one trade? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a massive plus for me. So that's one of the reasons. I think I was one of the first or second people to buy it.
Yeah, you were early door. Yeah, we appreciate our support. But no, I mean, for people who don't know, I was when we were developing our funded trading firm for sort of the last 3 months, 4 months of last year. In fact, since last August, I was trying all our now competitors, all the funded trading people, and I was going through different ones in the room, trading them live, and it was like, well, I don't like this rule, I don't like that rule. And one of the biggest complaints that I had, and what biggest complaints that people around the internet, Facebook, Discord groups, etc., is the time limits. It's like I have to pass them in 30 days, and it's like that's not how professional trading works. I don't want to be forcing. The only reason you do it, let's be frank about it. The only reason you do that is so people fail, you know, and you can just take demo money off them, and then happy days. You don't have to risk in the real market. But that was one of the biggest complaints. So we got rid of that straight away because we never had it, should I say? Because it was like, well, no, people can take the time to pass. We're not going to force them. So that was really important for us.
I think mine was 61 days, wasn't it, in passing?
It was, which is exactly what I like to see. I like to see those nice equity curves, a little bit of sideways, a bit of drawdown going up. I'd much rather give real capital to someone like yourself than someone who passes in a day. There's so much more high risk from our point of view. So yeah, and that's what I'm just trying to emphasize people, just patience. Like patience. Think about the next week, the next quarter. It's like we talk to people about when they want to withdraw profit. Like how many times can we withdraw profit? I'm like, well, once a week, but just build it up, take your time. The money's there. Just relax. You've been putting, so it's just about trying to instill that sense of patience with people. But so many people are just so impatient and want it so quickly. And unfortunately, that's their undoing because they rush it, they force it, and they just fail. If you're liking this interview, guys, you can have a look in our description and see our community Discord. We'd love to see you in there and help continue to build our funded trading community. What sort of strategies do you use then?
Probably one of the oldest ones about. I love support and resistance.
Yeah, very similar to me then.
Yeah, I love support and resistance. I use the fib when I'm going to, look at entering a position. Especially, I use the fib for taking profit as well, or putting my stop, should I say?
Yeah.
I do like swing trades. I do the odd swing trade. I don't trade. Certainly, I've never traded over the weekend. I've never traded. Very rarely overnight. So it's support resistance for me. It's as easy as that.
I mean, I'm just reading some of the things now. I mean, support resistance, watching reactions. You said you use the RSI as well, which I guess the standard 14 period that can be quite useful. I've been doing some technical analysis videos, and when you do look at things like the RSI, you can see how it adds value really when it's pushed in, when it's divergence and things like that. But the 50 and 61.8. But for me, support and resistance is the foundation of all trading. I don't think it needs to be any more complicated, whether it's highs and lows of price action or whether it's pivots.
Definitely. I think when you stick to a certain, I mean, I only do indices, but if you stick to a certain few markets, you get to learn how the market reacts, watching the price action. You really do get a feel for it. And that's by just sitting there and watching your charts.
Yeah, I think we're very much cut of the same cloth, aren't we? We're very, very similar in our sort of approach and methodologies. But yeah, you are right. I mean, it depends. I mean, there's no right and wrong. Any right and wrong, I guess, is consistent money and managing risk. But yeah, I mean, I'm not one to monitor 20, 30 markets and just have flashing of. I'm just
Mm.
happy, because obviously I do the US sessions. I'm happy with the Dow, S&P, and Nasdaq, and that takes up 99% of my trading, and I'm more than happy with that. It's like master of a few or jack of all trades, isn't it? Really.
Yeah,
And
definitely,
that's,
definitely.
yeah, so I agree. I agree, particularly the Nasdaq. A lot of people trading a lot of Nasdaq volume with us at the moment, and because of the volatility, and so even just one could provide us certainly enough
Yeah.
opportunity and entertainment, I think, as well, in that respect. So yeah, you're obviously very patient, which is fantastic. How would you sort of work a typical trading day then around your job and things like that?
I'm fortunate because it's a family business, and
Yeah,
I can come and go as I please, to be honest with you. But yeah, um, I work in a office, so I basically in the morning I'll join Michael's session. I'll read the news when I get into the office in the morning, just like I normally do on a normal day-to-day basis. And then pull my charts up, clean my charts out from the previous day, then mock them up and my support resistance and so on. Clean charts. I'm a big believer in clean charts. And then basically then just join into the live room and start from there.
yeah, yeah. It's just nice to have that routine. I mean, I think we do. I find that of a lot of traders are people who do work as well, whether it's part time or whether it's something where there's flexibility and that autonomy as well as people who do have that additional income streams and not putting that pressure on themselves to trade. It's like if the markets are going absolutely wild or there's something in your personal circumstances that prohibit you from trading or make it so it's not ideal to trade, you can just step away, concentrate on your job, and
Yeah.
then pick trading back up. And people who stay in the game the longest tend to be those type of people. But even when you look at institutional traders, who usually have a salary as well to take away that pressure. I think it's very hard just to trade fully retail full time as well. But some people do it. I guess it depends. But it's a separate conversation. But yeah, I think having that job as well does provide that sort of
Oh, definitely.
just that sort of support and backup. If you're not under pressure to trade, it's all nice pocket money then, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. You're not relying on it.
No, exactly. So what advice would you give to a new trader? I'm sure we've already pulled out a lot of quality advice, but just succinctly.
For a new trader, it's got to be money management. You've got to manage your risks. And if you can get one person to not make the mistake of blowing up your account, then to me you've done your job. But my big always use a stop loss as well. Always use a stop loss. I don't think I've ever traded since the big banger when I blew my account up. I've never used a stop loss. I stick to that stop. It's very rarely I actually hit my stop loss.
Hmm.
I would dump a trade. If it's not going my way, it's not going to go my way, and and I don't even think about it
Yeah,
when
that
I've done it.
yeah, that's so important. Is just getting rid of the losses. Just the same message over and over again, isn't it? Just because you have a stop loss doesn't mean you need to let it go there. I mean, we were
No.
discussing this yesterday over trade the S&P, wasn't it? It got close to its stop, and it's like, well, it needs to move 10 times in our direction in order to actually get to profit. So what's the chance of that? We ended up
Yeah, exactly.
closing it for a half hour loss, didn't we? But it is, it doesn't. It's not something you want to do, but then you just think it in a business context. I don't know what you do, but it's like buying stock or buying, it's just an expensive business, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
Like a shopkeeper analogy, they've got to buy stock for the shop. It's the cost of doing business, and that's what stops are. But it's mentally quite difficult to sort of think of it like that. People don't.
yeah.
They take it very personally, and it's a very emotional experience for them, which causes them to do terrible things. Okay, so top 3 tips for passing funded trading tests, just to round us off.
The first one is definitely take your time. Take your time. Let the trade come to you. Don't chase the trade. Um, Money management, risk management, definitely. If you have 3 losing trades, it's not going to be the end of the world. You can get back in, and my trading past proves it. I mean, I lost in the first. I think I lost 4 trades on a bounce, and then but you're still in it for the long haul. Uh, Take your time is the biggest one. Don't rush. There's no point in rushing. Um, when you're entering a trade, enter the trade that you want to trade, not because you have to do it. And that's basically it. And just listen and learn. And if you're struggling with something, that one, ask the question And two, just take a step back. You know, take time off, do a bit of research, do a bit of reading, watch a few videos. You've got plenty enough education material out there to watch. Just take a step back and then reset and go again.
It is, yeah. I mean, overall, I'm just getting a sense. It's just sort of that sense of perspective, isn't it? You don't need to get suckered into the 5 minute chart. And you see this with people who love trading news. It's like they have to be in that moment, in that volatility and excitement. When things go nuts, I step away because I've got no interest in trading the market as it is at 0.1% of the time. I'd rather have it when it's normal. But you know, I mean, it's a case of patience and just take your time with it. You don't need to make all your money in a day, and that's such a hard lesson for people to learn. But once you do, you step back, you are patient, you keep that perspective, then it sort of helps bring everything together, which is obviously what it's done for you. So yeah, we're looking forward to watching you trading with us, your patient trading, and we'll eventually look forward to paying you out some nice profits. But thank you for your support always, and thanks for this excellent interview. Certainly some good insights for people.
No problem. Thanks a lot.
So I hope you enjoyed that interview. Please do subscribe to our channel, and there's some more videos for you to watch here.